Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, January 12th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone who uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see will be changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. Stock number one here, BBBY, and the monster move continues. One of these typical big old dead cat bounces. Nothing fundamentally has changed, but you have some shorts that were feeling some pain, and they're starting to cover, which is creating more to cover. So this is not some sort of massive epic short squeeze, but it's definitely a very respectable move here, as I think probably too many shorts piled in, and now they're paying the price for that a little bit. But point here being, the why doesn't really matter. What matters is the what is. And what is happening? Well, a very impressive bounce that keeps on bouncing. So let's get some updates made. And the first key update is just going to be one of the newest areas of support, which is up there at 285, not to insult your intelligence, but you saw me needing to move that green line higher. And whenever levels of support need to be adjusted in the upwards direction, that's certainly a step in, that's what you want to see from a bullish standpoint and as a sign of strength. So newest area, again, right there at 285. As far as the secondary level of support to keep an eye on that pink line there, 200 period moving average right now valid at 235. So lots of areas of support right now, and that's what happens when resistance after resistance continues to get broken. As far as next new areas of resistance are concerned, got to squeeze things down here, which is a good problem to see when you have to go back this far into a chart's history. But next key area of resistance to watch very closely, going to be right up there at $3.50, and given how much of a monster this has been, I'm going to add in one more just in case this thing keeps on ripping and roaring into Thursday with the next level at 385. So a 350, 385 next key levels of resistance, but all in all, a monster move, and it continues. Next one, BWEN, another big mover today. So I want to get some key levels mapped out. First main level from a resistance standpoint that I think a lot of people have done is drawing that trend line right there. So that's not me trying to impress you. That's not me trying to imply that was a secret discovery. Got to think a lot of people have drawn that line. And I say all that because when a lot of people have drawn the same lines and are wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can definitely produce some very dynamic movements. So whether that's the price coming up here and breaking through and then causing more people to buy or potentially a short, the idea here is that when a lot of people are watching the same levels, it's worth potentially putting a trade plan together around that level. In terms of areas of support, the level that I'm curious about here moving forward, you're going to be down there right around that $3.95 mark, so keep a close eye on that. But all in all, some well-defined areas, good movement, nice price range if you like to play stocks down below $10. So let's see how it continues to play out. Next one, AMC, very nice mover today as the bounce continues, and then as I speak, you can see last 30 minutes, good solid green candle as that candle continues to press higher and higher. So let's get some levels mapped out. Going to go ahead and get rid of these levels as they have all served their purpose for now, and we're going to focus on more of the near-term dynamics here that are occurring. So first level that stands out is we have this nice little trend line here that has started to form as support. So let me change that to green to represent more so a support dynamic. So keep an eye on that as a support. From a bigger picture point of view, that overarching support would be the pink line down there, 200 period moving average at 426. Now, I'm not saying the price is headed down there, but again, just from a bigger picture point of view, that would be a level to keep an eye on. The preferable level, meaning, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute healthiest going forward, again, would be the price can stay above that level. But if the price does break that trend line, doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or anything either. As far as levels of resistance, first key level will just be the highs from today, which I think are at 498. But let's just round up. Let's just call it the nice round number of $5. And then if 5 can be broken, next key level after that would be right up here around $5.20. So all in all, AMC, very impressive mover today. Let's see if it carries into Thursday. Next one, BIOR, alerted this one in yesterday's top 10 video, and today it lived up to the hype, continued to beast mode, and now we have ourselves a good solid pattern here to keep an eye on. So again, along with the idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, and a lot of people watching this, so this is not a great talent, not a great discovery. A lot of people have drawn this general pattern here. So again, let me change that to green to represent support, and maybe to make this easier to see, let's make it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosion right here. For you golfers, we'll put a little golf hole down here to make it more visual, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. So there, like I said, no guarantees, but is it plausible to think even if you want to call it that self-fulfilling prophecy, that if this candle comes up here and breaks up through there, that break could create additional buying pressure, that is certainly a plausible thought process that you could have. So if you like stocks down below $10, you like bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next one, XELA, and this is one where very, very nice gap up. Unfortunately, that gap could not maintain itself, and down it went. But in going down, what's interesting, what makes this attractive, at least in my mind, is that the lows from right there on Tuesday were not violated. And technically speaking, I mean, they weren't even tested, because you can see right here the lowest it got right there. So you have even a little space between testing those levels. So does that guarantee anything? No. But does it make it valid to think that, okay, maybe, just maybe, this pullback here is over, and maybe, just maybe, there's going to be some sort of attempted move back upwards? That certainly seems like a plausible possibility. Now, this is why risk management matters, because who knows? Maybe this thing is just going to decide to crash back to where it was, and you don't want to turn into a bag holder, so you got to have risk management in place. But again, point here being is with the sideways movement, it now becomes plausible. Case in point, let's just say that the price was still dropping, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be some sort of consolidation bottom. You would be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally just still dropping. But that's not the case here, right? You got some sideways movement. So is this some sort of bottoming of this pullback here? Let's see what it has to offer on Thursday. Real quick, wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, to manage risk, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then I definitely want you to get signed up for the free live class. Next one, AMV, and not really a whole lot I can talk about with this one right now, because the move has already happened. This breakout has already taken place, so it's broken out. It's continued to rip and roar. But part of a watch list is to find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and buy anything, but to watch it. And I would, in my opinion at least, I would definitely call all this a very worthwhile, a very interesting, unique situation. Volume has exploded. The price is currently exploding. So while there isn't any sort of patterns right now per se, definitely going into Thursday, there could be a pattern. I'm not saying this will occur, but maybe the price decides to pull back here a little bit. Well, in doing so, that pullback would create, a sideways channel. But when you factor in this move right here, all you'd have is a bull flag pattern. Now, does a bull flag exist right now? It does not. But the point here being is this thing is getting huge volume, huge price movement, so it's worth at least keeping an eye on if you like to play these sorts of stocks. Next one, AVYA, and we have ourselves a good solid pattern here. So again, just going back to the idea of self-fulfilling prophecies and patterns that you got to think a lot of people are watching. So first part of this pattern here is more so the resistance area right up around that 38-cent mark. So I think that's going to be a key level that people are watching to see if there can be some sort of breakout from that area. As far as supports are concerned, got that lower trend line right there, and you've heard me say it. Let me just change it to green to represent support. And then to make it all easier, we'll keep it the same color. So resistance, support, nice move there. Golf hole down here. Have yourselves another bull pennant pattern. Maybe some people would want to call this a bull flag, but you don't want to get too far into the weeds in terms of terminology. But the point here being is there is a nice surge. Price did pull back. Now the question just becomes, is this pullback, is this consolidation healthy? Well, let's see what happens with it, especially if you like bull pennant, bull flags with penny stocks. Next one, TSLA Tesla, one that I watch every day, not necessarily trade every day, but one that is definitely an interesting one over the past few days, and going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now. And first key update comes about based on a foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, 118.50 was that level of resistance going into today, but with the price very clearly breaking above it, if there are any sort of bigger pullbacks, that would be an area that you could watch as a potential area of support. And there's also, you can see the purple line right there has, basically matched exactly up with it. Granted, that is the moving average, so that line will move higher and higher above 118.50 as Thursday plays out, but just kind of an interesting dynamic right there. So keep an eye on 118.50, or at least that's going to be the level that I'll be watching from support standpoint. In terms of areas of resistance, main level here, that in my opinion, a lot of people are going to be watching up there at 125 as that key breakout point. You can fully accuse me. This may be me trying to fit a square peg through a round hole, but we have, a move here. We have this dynamic right here. So maybe a bull flag pattern, but like I said, I'm definitely not willing to die on that hill. But potentially some sort of bullish pattern here. But overall, doesn't take away from the fact that in my mind, that's a very key, important level of support, and that's a very key, important level of resistance. Next one, MULN, getting very, very interesting because, in fact, let me offer up more context by showing the overall trend, because For a while, this thing was starting to look a little shaky. You had this big pullback here, but then the price started to recover, and now today it's recovered just that much more. So once again, like I said, does that mean that this is for sure guaranteed the bottom of the pullback and this thing's getting ready to move upwards? Of course not, no guarantees. But has it become a lot more plausible? In my opinion, absolutely. And that's also where this is going to be a key level now moving forward, right up there at the 41 cent mark. You can see 41 cents acted as resistance there, and then from earlier today acted as resistance. So is it plausible to think that even if it is a self-fulfilling prophecy, that if the price can come up to 41 and get the break up through it, that break could create additional buying pressure? That certainly seems like a plausible outcome. So keep an eye on that. If that dynamic does play out, the next key area of resistance would be up there at the 45 cent mark. In terms of levels of support, key level of support right now going to be right there around that lower trend line. So we'll change that to green. But all in all, any way you look at it, especially if you like penny stocks, definitely have some interesting dynamics now officially playing out. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that follows the NASDAQ market as a whole. So if the NASDAQ rises, then this one will also rise in value. It just allows people access at a much lower price point, which makes it the most popular ETF out there. And this will mean a bit more to those of you that have watched the past couple of days worth of videos. But if you have, hopefully remember me talking about that resistance line right there. We've been tracking it for a couple of days. And finally, you can see this morning, got the break, came back down. Beautiful back test of that trend line. And then the rest is history. A fantastic breakout here. So yes, that would be the overall way to kind of summarize this one right now, is a breakout has occurred and the breakout has also getting continuation. So we'll get those levels out there as they have now officially served their purpose. As far as levels of support moving forward, newest level and what I would call that ideal level right there at 19, meaning, if the price stays above 19, that would definitely make the chart look the healthiest. But by no means if the price drops below 19 does that imply everything's destroyed. But that would definitely make it look very, very attractive. In terms of the next level of resistance, key level going to be right here at 1985, which is coming from some highs from back here in mid-December. So it's been several weeks since the price has been getting up around this range here. But all in all, no doubt about it, this sideways action has officially been broken to the upside. So the big question now is this just the start of an even bigger move? The next couple of days, I think, will be very revealing. That wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, if you would like for me to continue to do them, then please let me know with some basic feedback. Hit the like button, leave a comment, say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things, let me know that you enjoy, and as long as I know that you as viewers are enjoying, then I will continue to put in the time and effort required to get these videos out to you. So again, get signed up for that training, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.